Welcome again to my channel. This is Gabriel Nyamu, your purpose coach. I help people leverage their life purpose for their personal growth, but also for generational impact. Today, I have an interesting topic that I want us just to quickly walk through, and this is about financial hacks. Kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share in your network. If you find this helpful to you, it could also benefit somebody else. So I'm going to walk you through 16 financial hacks. These are some of the tips that I have learned personally in my life, and I have observed it with others. And I think if you can be able to pick maybe one or two of them, could help you navigate through during times of economic strife. I call them the 16 financial hacks. Let's just begin by the first one, and this initial hack is very important. I call it the diversify and grow hack. What does that mean? Never rely with one source of income, whether you're employed or also in business. Diversification is not optional. You cannot rely on one source of income or revenue stream, because if that revenue stream is disrupted, then you get grounded. Growth is also not optional. In fact, growth galvanizes your future. When you grow, what happens is you're able to have an assurance of a bit longer term sustainability. So goals not be something that is optional, especially for those who are in business. You must leverage growth as part of your sustainable measures. So you may notice that organizations and businesses that do not grow, when disruption happens, they are the first that are going to be hit, because growth is part of a sustainability agenda. Because the world is changing, you also need to commensurately grow in the same level. If you remain the same, whether you're in employment or probably in business, and you've not scaled your business, definitely you're going to be disrupted, because the macroeconomic environment is shifting at a supersonic speed. You need to catch up with that level of disruption. Now, the second hack is about leveraging tax savings. Now, I think when I went into business, I didn't understand this, but over time, I've come to appreciate that tax are just not punitive, but you can also innovate around them. And many people don't discover or don't know how they can be able to optimize their tax exposure. This is why nowadays having a tax consultant is very important. They're able to guide you and tell you where you can be able to save your tax, especially for those who are in business, those who are employed. Things like life insurance covers help you get a bit of a relief from your tax burden. And that little money that you're saving from, let's say, a life insurance policy, you can plow that money to your savings or probably an investment portfolio. For those who are in business, take advantage of tax refund, things like VAT, because the moment you get exposed into tax VAT burden, then you can also claim if you spend on the same. So, and there's what you call tax refund, the debit and the credit in terms of the VAT tax. Take advantage of this, and you're able to cushion the burden of the tax that your organization get exposed to, or your business get exposed to, or even as an employment based on your payslip. Hack number 3. This is cutting off your unnecessary spending. You may notice most of the recurring expenditures you incur every month, most of them are not on essential goods, not essential purchases. And I'd like you just take a pen and paper and try to journal all the things that you spend. Track your expenditures within a week. You might discover like maybe more than a half of those expenditures, they are not so essential. And it's because poverty is always fueled by the spending, not the amount of money that you earn. You can earn a lot and still remain poor, but you can earn little and you'll be able to leverage based on how you spend and the discipline, the attitude, the behavior, the mindset, the practices, and be able to accumulate wealth. So, as I said again, poverty is usually fueled by the spending, not by the amount of money that you earn. I've seen people who earn a lot of money, whether it's in business or employment, but still get enslaved in a poverty cycle. But you need to check on the purchases and the things that you make as purchases on a regular basis and ask yourself whether they are really essential or probably they're just to finance your lifestyle, especially at the middle class level. Many spend on financing their lifestyle. Number 4 hack, financial literacy. Now, finance success skill is both an art and also a science. And I think this is one of the areas I've seen we have a gap, and especially from the developing world, because we are not exposed to financial literacy skills when we are a bit younger. I wish I learned some of the things I know probably when I was a teenager or pre-teens. So you need to embark on financial literacy skills. Putting your money in the bank doesn't help you. You need to make sure that your money is in motion. These are so basic skills, but we come to learn about this way later. Just a bit of financial planning, how you apportion your earnings, and make sure at least you're able to honor God with your givings, being able to spend some money for you with yourself, being able to save a little bit and also be able to invest a little bit, and also how you guard and safeguard your financial portfolio. These are skills you need to learn, and this is why we recommend always look for a financial coach or somebody who can help you plan, have a financial plan around your life, including things like when you're aging and you need to plan for future when you're no longer going to be active in terms of earning active income. So what we call passive income currently is non-negotiable. You need to be able to generate some certain stream of income that you're earning without having to wake up every day and go to work. That's part of financial literacy skills. Things to do with guarding your risk, managing your risk in terms of insurance, and being able also to invest in some passive income are all part of the financial literacy skills that you need to learn. Now, the next thing is that evaluate the cost of every decision that you make. Now, every decision you make, every choice you make has a corresponding cost. I think this is one of the things that I came to learn late, that you can attach your financial burden to all decisions, choices that you've made throughout your life. If you choose to even shift your house and get into a new house or new rentals, automatically there's an attached obligation, financial obligation attached to that decision making. Be careful when it comes to commitments. In terms of like things like pledges. When you pledge, maybe because you're emotionally driven from somebody who shares with you, maybe they're going through a tough situation, that choice you make to support person, or even probably to accommodate the person in your homestead, or make a pledge towards a wedding, make a pledge towards partying with your buddies, that decision have a financial implication. So one way to guard yourself from such unnecessary expenditure is to question every time you make a decision. Ask yourself, what is the financial obligation you're committing to attached to that decision? It will make you say no to some of the things that we end up indulging on a day-to-day basis, including just catching up with your buddies. It's not bad, but you need to make a curated move when you're making that kind of a decision. Hack number 6, pool purchases as a group or in a community. Now, I've seen especially people who are in business duplicating efforts, and you end up benefiting the rich still. Why? You find somebody going to China to buy some CCTV cameras, and his friend or her friend also is going to China to buy the same or even other related goods. Why not pull those merchandise together? Why not get a negotiated base? Because when you order as a group, you'll have a bigger consignment and you'll have unit savings for each of the unit that you're going to buy. But because of our capitalistic nature, everybody wants to do their own things. What if you pulled in your village or your estate and you bid and have one common purchase made in bulk? You're going to enjoy discounts, you're going to enjoy some even shared cost in terms of shipping, in terms of distribution, in terms of couriering it to your village or to your doorstep, because now you're buying in bulk. And even manufacturers are likely to come direct to you, and you get to save some amount of money. So stop just doing things alone, because it is too expensive to do things as an individual. But when you're in a group and a community, you're able to cut down and negotiate that cost together. Negotiate and bargain. Now, I was very weak in this, and I think I'm still learning. Especially for men, we are rich that when you go to buy anything, you don't negotiate. You go to buy a suit and you're told this is $200 and that's it. You don't negotiate. I learned this from my wife. Whenever you shop with your wife, sometimes you get a good bargain because they're able to express and able to kind of push a little bit just to get a bit of a consideration at a lower price. You'll notice, especially in the developing world, especially Africa, my own lad in Africa, everything is negotiable. So I have learned nowadays you can negotiate medicine in the chemist. And in fact, they will tell you this is the lowest price that they can go. If you didn't negotiate or bargain, automatically you're buying at a higher price. It looks so easy or simple. In fact, we don't have time for that negotiation. But you guess what? If you're buying something every day, then you're saving, even if it's just $1, that's $365 in a year. That's worth consideration. Hackna by it. This is produce something. One of the way to be able to control, the value chain on any aspect of spending is through production. Now, I don't mean you probably start your own factory and industry. Not necessarily. If you can, yes, that's okay. But you can just start making sure at least within your kitchen basket, and especially things that you spend on a daily basis, can you make sure at least half of them you're producing them your own? Put in a vertical garden and just start maybe few pieces of onions or the kale. You're no longer buying that. And over a period of time, on a weekly basis, because it's something that you spend on a regular basis, you're saving, even if it's just that 20 bob, 30 bob, 100 bob every day, accumulated through a year, you have saved a whole school fees for your children for a full term. That is money they could have gone to borrow from a bank or from a microcredit or from any other lender, and you pay an interest on it, and it become a spiral burden for you. So it looks small, but those little things are the ones actually that hit you. We all know that cash flow, you can have all the assets in the world, but if your cash flow in terms of the money that maybe you're saving or available on a daily basis is straining, you actually strain and get deeper into debt. And that will strain you, especially during these tough economic times. Hack number 9. This is try barter trade. Now, this is tied to the previous one. The moment you are able to produce something, it gives you an empowerment actually to exchange with others who are also producing. So maybe producing kales, somebody else producing tomatoes, and you can do a barter trade. And at that production level, then if you exchange, I'm actually saving on tax because there is no currency involved at that point. It's good to goods. It looks so ancient, but let me tell you, this has a way of safeguarding wealth. That's why even for the rich people, they trade with commodities. They trade with even things like gold, not on currency, because currency keep fluctuating. So think of something that you can produce. And then you can also network with others who are producing what you need, and you can actually be able to engage at a barter trade level. It looks ancient, but it's going to save you. Hack number 10, repair before you replace. I think I was taught this by my parents who are aging. And I saw my father, who was a teacher, before you really have to buy that extra brazier, you have to get a bit of patches on it. It looked a bit nowadays like unfashionable. But I think it's all in the mindset, because sometimes we dispose things before their utility or the shelf life of the utility is exhausted. I've seen people exchanging and buying new cars when the old one is still can serve you, because probably you don't have that need to literally shift into a new. But what do? We just consume things, and even before their shelf life is over, when they could have still have served us for a longer period, we replace them. It is sometimes costly. I don't mean that you don't have to replenish your stock of things that you spend, no, but try to validate whether it is necessary. You don't have to buy some of these things every now and then. Consider whether there's a way you can be able to repair a little, refurbish it. Some refurbished houses look good. There are people actually who buy houses, refurbish the house and sell it again. Why not do that for yourself before just migrating and buying a new or building a new house? You're going to save a lot of this and you can plow that money towards sustainable investments. Hack number 11, don't borrow for consumption. I think this is one of the things that have hit many, especially the middle class, because most of the times people borrow to spend. Don't borrow to pay rent. Don't borrow to buy food, because this is very recurrent. It's consumption. There's no return for it. So if you borrow for consumptions, you get into a trap that then you have to keep on borrowing and borrowing and borrowing again. But there's a lot of wisdom when it comes to borrowing just to be able to invest. So what do you do then? That means you have to enter into a very high disciplined financial behavior so that you can say no to temptations to borrow, to go and buy a new phone or and anybody will offer you credit, even to buy the suits, to buy your laptop. But these are consumables generally. They are not giving you much value. But if you're buying it so that maybe you are using it as an asset that generates income, then that helps you to become a bit more financially liquid. And that's okay. What you call income yielding or revenue generating assets. So only borrow for where you're able to plow that money back and can be able to yield you some either form of income. If not, then don't borrow. Live within the means that is available for you. Hack number 12. Disengage from some of these viral content and negative publicity, negative, emotionally charged kind of viral content that tells you it's like the world is ending, it's like everything is doomed. We have tax regimes and new registrations coming, and there's a lot of negative memes and articles and visual graphics that are just sent and shared all over, and they are making people have toxic charged mindset. Now, the moment your mind is toxic, you cannot innovate, you cannot think of solutions. You'll always be on a safeguard and you'll always be on a defense mode. And at that state, you cannot innovate, you cannot solve anything. So your mental state also helps you being able to be in a position where you can think, you can start new ideas, new innovations, new businesses, because your mind can think in a stable state. So safeguard your mental state. Your mental posture is very important when it comes to solving financial problems. Hack number 13, pray and hold to account your leaders. God has placed leadership under us, or over us, sorry. I mean that those leaders, they may be making bad decisions, hold them to account, because they could be the reason why you may be financially exposed, maybe because of some of the increases, maybe on the petrol and other things are likely to happen. Can we also hold them to account? Because this is something that is within your control. Get dialogue with your MCA, member of parliament, governor, and any other leader that is over your head, and hold them to account on the decision that they make. And even this goes all the way up to the family level. Hold your family head accountable for the decisions they make. Hack number 14, master the diversity, resilience, and resilience. Now, one of the form of intelligence that people have mentioned about, and it's very viral, is what you call a diversity quotient. Ability to go through rough patches of life and still emerge strong and resilient. Learn to bounce back. Even if one thing fails, you can start a new one. But now you're not starting afresh, you're starting at a point of knowledge and learning, because you know what doesn't work and what works. So life will never be lost. In fact, there's nothing permanent in this life apart from God himself. And therefore, you need to master that art of resilience, because it's a skill that you can learn, and you're able then to utilize it to be able to navigate through life in every day and every situation that you encounter. So don't give up easily, and even if things fail, learn from them and restart, bounce back, and out of it, then you're building your resilience muscles. Don't quit when it is too early. Learn to bounce back. Hack number 15. This is where I think I am so passionate about. Pursue your redemptive purpose. You are born to pursue a specific assignment in life, not a general assignment. And any created order or created being can only experience its highest level of potential if the original conditions of the design or that creation are fulfilled. So it doesn't matter what you're doing if it is not aligned to your life purpose, what God had already ordained you to do, to be a redemptive purpose for people in the planet. Even if you do other things, it is not sustainable. Because if God had meant you to be able to pursue a specific assignment, then if you don't do it, you may succeed, but in the long direction. And that's why people don't get fulfilled. You can do business that is redemptive. You can get jobs and be employed and pursue a redemptive career. But have you discovered your life purpose? Redemptive purpose-led ventures, whether they are businesses, whether they are organizations, whether it's in career, is always sustainable, and it always transcends your life existence. So it goes beyond when your physical existence is there. That means long after you've died, you can still be able to be living when you're no longer physically existent. And you know what? God has already provided all the things that you need within the confine of your existence through life purpose. Even your gifting, the spiritual gifts that you have, your natural bias, so to call it, is actually to fundraise and finance your life purpose. The moment you discover your life purpose, you're not going to struggle. You're not going to be scared when the world is melting down and the economic strife and all that, because God will kind of safeguard you and protect his purpose through you, because you have to accomplish that which God intended for you to accomplish. The question is, have you discovered it? And then are you developing it? That's very important to note. And at the end of this podcast, kindly feel free to reach out if at all you're struggling to discover your life purpose, whether you're in business and also in your career. That's an area that you can be able to get help. Hack number 16. I think it is pride not to seek help. Have you sought help for the last 1 year, 6 months, 2 months, 1 week? If you find yourself not asking for help, chances are there's pride, because there's a self-sufficiency that you're good enough. But I don't think there's anybody in the race of humanity that is know-it-all. Everybody needs a mentor. Anybody is a mentee. Now, seek help when you struggle. Don't isolate yourself in a situation where it's only you alone. Because the moment you're alone and secluded from the rest of the community, the devil will devour you. And individualism, capitalism is not sustainable. Live within a community. Ask, reach out for help. That's wisdom. And when you have that counsel from other people, it's going to exponentiate your value. And you're able even to have ideas. People will challenge you. People will give you more insight on things that probably you don't know. There are things that you're blind about. And also when you're struggling, reach out for help. You're meant to share and connect with others. And there's a redemptive exchange of value when people connect with each other through what you call empathy. We are entangled together as a community. So you're a phone call away or a relationship away to your solution. So don't go and hide yourself in a cocoon and you're struggling financially, drown in debt and drown in a lot of strife. And there are people probably who could give you referrals, endorse your business, provide networking opportunities for selling your business, and endorse your brand. You never know. And even refer you to a new job for those who are already impressed. So don't take it as so fashionable to pursue your life alone. Seek help, network, connect with others. And if you seek help generally, we'll be glad to hear from you if you may need some help, especially specifically on the purpose coaching. If you're struggling with your life purpose, and learn some 5 weeks purpose coaching programs. And through those 5 weeks, you're going to go through some reflective exercise that helps you discover your purpose and try to see opportunities on which you can develop it. And out of this, you're able to start enjoying fulfillment whether you're in career and also even in business. So I hope these insights were helpful for you to make you being able to be financially stable and free. They maybe just be foundational, but I pray that if you do them and you're honest with your reality, you're vulnerable with your reality and your circumstance, I do believe that they are going to help you navigate through and thrive in times of economic strife. Again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this with your network, and comment. And I'm sure we are going to share testimonies after this. Know that Kenya and Africa is going through an Africa revolution, which is economical revolution, an economic transformation, and therefore there is no crisis. Remain prayerful, exercise your faith, listen to God, and I know it's going to help you navigate through successfully. Thank you so much. This is Gabriel Nyamu, your Papa's coach.